So the Atomic Shop introduced a brand new bundle this week, the Camp Resource Bundle that was 1,500 atoms. Let's build it and buy it and answer all of y'all's questions about this brand new bundle. As always, please remember to give me a big Vault Boy thumbs up and consider nuking that subscribe button on the way out. Let's get into this. So, this bundle came with the Thrasher Field Dressing Station, the Beer Mystery Machine, the Nuka-Cola Cryo Freezer, and the Vault-Tec Fusion Core Recharger. Now, several of these items should look very familiar, as most of these are reskins of previous items. A couple of these you can actually buy from either the Settlers or the Raiders for gold bullion, except they are slightly different, so let's get into everything that you need to know about these. So first of all, you have the Nuka-Cola Mystery Machine generator, I guess, or resource that is very similar to this Beer Mystery Machine. Now, this one obviously will be giving you beer, as the other one gives you Nuka-Cola. And that Nuka-Cola one, if you're interested in buying it, is available in the Atomic Shop this week to pick up and buy. I'll link the video in the description below. But you can also just go and buy it with gold bullion from Mortimer at the Crater. And then the Nuka-Cola Cryo Freezer should look very familiar, as that is also a gold bullion plan because it is a previous season scoreboard reward, except this one has a different, well, this one's more aesthetically pleasing. It's Nuka-Cola. I mean, like, who doesn't like Nuka-Cola, right? Now, the Thrasher Field Dressing Station should look very familiar, as it is also like a reskin because we have the Rad Stag Station as well. And then the Vault-Tec Fusion Core Recharger is just another reskin, except this one's by itself, or you can buy it in this bundle together, and this will recharge your fusion cores. Now, it's just regular fusion cores that it'll recharge. It will not be recharging any ultrasight fusion cores or plasma cores or anything like that. So let's go ahead and look at these items. So I have all these items built. Here's the Nuka-Cola Mystery Machine that you can get. So these things give out a mystery Nuka-Cola for 15 caps. Now, if you have this in your station or at your camp, you're not going to be getting any coins from people actually purchasing these Nuka-Colas, just so you're aware. The same thing goes with this brand new Pickaxe Pilsner Beer Mystery Machine, as you can see here. Now, it does give you different, let's move this out the way. It does give you different types of beer, it says. Now, both of these go into a lockdown. So, like right here, it says Nuka-Cola Mystery Machine is restocking. So, it does have a lockdown or cooldown mode as soon as you buy one. So, you can't be buying a whole bunch of them. But it can come out pretty clutch if you need something real quick, or you can't find like a beer or something while you're traveling for like a daily or a weekly. But anyway, here is the Beer Mystery Machine. It is exactly the same as the Nuka-Cola one. It's even the 15 caps. And it does have the cooldown mode, as you can see here in the top left. Let's see which one we get this time. We got Oak Holler Lager. I got a beer last time. You got to buy it again. It will say it's in cooldown mode, or maybe it'll pop up, Heart of the Swamp, so that way you can't see it. Anyway, Beer Mystery Machine is restocking. So these are definitely the same. Now, a question that I got for this one or one of the questions I actually had is do you have to know the original, since this is technically a reskin, in order to build this? Well, the way they have this set up in the build mode, it does not seem to be that way. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at that real quick for you guys. So as you can see here, there's no way for you to, tab over. Normally, if it's a reskin, you have to tab it over, and then that way you know that you need to actually know the original plan to build it 9 times out of 10. It doesn't always work that way, but every once in a while it does. So that right there makes me think that you should be able to just buy this one straight out of the Atomic Shop. And of course, if you buy something for atoms instead of buying it with gold, you're going to be getting it for all of your characters, not just one single character. So keep that in mind if you go to buy the original, or if you go to buy this Nuka-Cola Mystery Machine from Crater, basically. Okay, with that being said, no, you cannot build both different freezers in your camp. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at that as well, just so that way you guys can see that and process. So if you go over to appliances, you can see right here that it says that I cannot do it. It exceeds maximum build count. If I delete this one, just so that way you know that I'm not making it up, there you go. I can place that one down if I'd like to. But, I don't want to. I want this one because this one looks so much cooler. This is the exact same way. You can only place one Fusion Core Recharger at a time, unfortunately. The Fusion Core Recharger does charge 4 Fusion Cores at a time. And this does take up your stash space, so you will need to be able to actually hold these in your stash while they're charging. And then you can remove them and then place in new ones if you so choose to do so. Now, the same thing goes with this freezer. Now, freezers you can place down other players cannot get into your freezer, but it does go directly into your stash box. So if you're using this, everything that you have will actually take up some of your stash space. So like if I stick that ant meat in there, it's going to start taking up some of that stash space. So just be aware of that as well, because some of the stuff weighs a bunch and some of it doesn't weigh hardly anything at all. But if you have 50 items in there, it's going to be taking up a ton of your stash space. Now, the big thing that I want you to know about these things is that if you use it correctly, it will almost completely get rid of all food spoilage. So what you would do is stick your food in there. You can come back and check on it. You can pull it out at any stash box that you want. You just can't like put anything in at somebody else's camp or anything like that, and they can't use yours at the same time. So like if I stick the ant meat in there and I go to somebody else's camp, let's put down, I don't think I have a stash box, so we'll stick one down real quick. Here's one. If I go in here and I'm looking in this box here and I need to get that ant meat out, there's the ant meat, and I can just take it out just like that. And that works the same at everybody's camp or even at your tent, just so you're aware of that. But the big thing with this is if you're flipping back and forth or building a new camp, the first thing you need to do is if you have food in this freezer, is you need to place it down. Because when you get rid of your camp, or if your camp's not able to be placed, like if you go into a world and you're playing the entire time and your camp's not placed, it can definitely lead to food spoilage. So I just want you to be aware of that. Make sure that you're paying attention to that stuff, because it definitely affects it. On one of my characters, it doesn't seem to affect it nearly as much. On this character though, if I don't put it down immediately, my food starts to spoil instantly. If I go into a world and I'm playing and my camp spot has been taken and I'm not aware of it and I'm just la da 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 running around, and then I realize it, a lot of my food has already spoiled. And the other thing is the food, the spoiled food will actually go into your stash box or even stay in the freezer. So you need to make sure to pull that out, because it does weigh a lot and will take up a bunch of your stash space. Now, we've went over all these fun things here. So another question I had was can you put down both the Radstag Field Dressing Station and this new Thrasher Station? Basically, this thing keeps on, I don't know why, but ever since I put this down, this camp's been here for forever, and I've not had this tree here. But as soon as I put the Thrasher down, this tree will not go away. I have no idea why. But anyway, you can put both of them down. As you can see, they're both collecting. Now this thing right here, I don't know if this happens to you guys too, or if it's just maybe one of my characters, but anytime I put down a new resource, a new camp resource, and I've never used it on a character before, it seems like it takes forever for it to start collecting any type of food. So in order for this to actually start collecting, I think I had it down for about 120 minutes, and I finally got all this. The first 20 minutes, I got 2 pieces of meat. The second 20 minutes, I got the same 2 pieces of meat. So like I had a Radstag and a raw wolf meat. What happened was when I came back after 40 minutes, I had 2 of each instead of 1 of each. But after, an hour and 20 minutes, I ended up with all this stuff. So I got some mole rat meat, some raw wolf meat, some mutant hound, iguana bits, and Radstag meat. So this all needs to be cooked up for XP and then sold. So make sure that you're taking full advantage of that as well. But this is definitely what this has been generating, just so you're aware. That is really gross. I don't think I ever paid attention to that. That looks like a tongue. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. What you think that thing is. I don't know. Anyway, is the Radstag one? Oh, the Radstag one is all split open. I don't think I've ever paid attention to that. Ever. Anyway, and I put it up at almost every camp. It's so sad. So let me know in the comments below, are you thinking about getting these? Do you have any other questions? I think that it's definitely worth it if it's something that you're interested in. I don't know if I would personally go and buy it again, because I don't see the worth in the mystery machines. That's just personally me. I think that they look really cool, but as far as actual value goes, I don't see the worth, because I'm not getting caps from the cells. They have a cooldown on them, and you're only getting one, and you can't even pick which one it is. It's not like an actual vending machine, so I don't see the worth in it personally. That's just me. I'd rather spend my time, instead of running back and forth to my camp trying to see if I can get the right Nuka-Cola that I need, either using like the Collectron here to actually go and get some of my Nuka-Colas for me, or actually just going and buying them from the 2 vendors that sell Nuka-Colas. Or, I mean, even camp hopping to other players' camps, you might come and, have better luck than this. But, I mean, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Like I said, I already have a Fusion Core Recharger. I don't really need this. This is about the only one that I was really interested in, just because it's Nuka-Cola, and I do love a freezer, so that's probably pretty much the only one that I was highly interested in. But like I said, a lot of players don't have this stuff, so they'll probably be very interested. And the price on it is only 1,500 atoms. In my opinion, that's not too wildly outrageous, especially if you run Gatling laser or if you run power armor or both. This thing pays for itself in no time. Like, seriously, you don't have to keep on going. The only thing you have to be aware of is if you're running low on a fusion core, that you need to remove it from whatever you're using it in, because a lot of times it'll just kick it out and you lose it and then you can't recharge it. But loads of players will dump low running power fusion cores on the ground when they need to drop some weight, so you'll find them all over the place anyway. Just remember to hook this bad boy up to electricity. It does have a little thing there, so that way you can hook it up. Otherwise, it won't be charging anything at all. Just like this, you don't see it running because it's not running. But if you go over and you hook it up, I'll just show you what it looks like real quick. Maybe get out of there.
Directive: acquire all junk. Still.
That's what it looks like. The little wheel will be spinning. All right, guys, hopefully this has answered all your questions. Let me know in the comments below if you decide to buy this, or if you decide to pass, or if you just bought one of the items, or if you have any other questions. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the wasteland.